Hey guys, what's good? Welcome back to my channel, and we have another Modern Warfare 2 beta video. In this one, we're going to go over the best possible controller settings for this beta. I've taken a lot of notes from what some of the other streamers, pro players use in their controller settings, but before we get to it, if you guys want to show me some support, be sure to hit that like button, and as always, smash that subscribe button, hit the bell for post notifications. All right, guys, so let's go over which settings you should be using if you're playing on controller. All right, guys, so let's get into the controller settings now through looking through other players and from what I think feels best. These are what we got. So let's go over to controller, input device, obviously controller, button layout preset. Have this as default unless you guys have been always using a specific button layout. I've always been on default for this. This is all just personal preference in this section. I like controller vibration off just because if you're in the middle of a gunfight, if it starts vibrating, that can screw you up. I mean, I use a scuff. It doesn't even have vibrations in them, so it doesn't really affect me, but if you guys have vibrators in your controller, I would suggest having this off. All right, so now going down to aiming, the two sensitivities. 6.6 is the standard sensitivity. That's what a lot of pro players use, a lot of streamers use. Some people like to go a little bit higher, 9.9, but I would suggest start at 6.6. If 6.6 feels too high for you, if you're used to playing on a lower one, start at whatever feels good for you, but try and work your way up to at least 6.6. The ADS sensitivity multiplier, I recently put this down to 0.9. A lot of people have it between 0.8 and 1. Having it at 1, it can make it a little harder to hit your shots consistently, so especially in up close gunfights, having it a little bit lower, it's been working really well for me, so I like to have that on 0.9. Let's go down to gameplay. So for ADS sight behavior, best thing to have this on is definitely hold, automatic sprint, automatic tactical sprint. It'll help keep the gameplay fluid for you. You can move a lot faster if you're always just in that tactical sprint. It only helps me out, and almost every pro player I know uses this. Equipment behavior, have this on hold. Weapon mount activation, ADS plus melee. Interact reload behavior, you're going to have prioritize interact. All right, so now we are in the advanced section. This is where we start going over some of the aim assist stuff. So first one, target aim assist, obviously you're going to have that on. Aim assist type, have it on standard. That's the one that everyone uses. Aim response curve type, dynamic. This is the meta aim response curve type, but is also the hardest one to get used to. So if you currently don't play on dynamic and you put it on, it feels a little too hard for you. Start on standard, work your way up to dynamic. You're going to want to have the end goal be dynamic. It is the best option for this one. ADS sense multiplier focus, I'm just keeping this on 1. ADS sensitivity timing, you're going to want to have this on instant, especially if you're using a lower ADS sensitivity multiplier, like how I have mine on 0.9. Definitely have this one on instant. Now let's go over to inputs dead zone. This is kind of important. So your left stick and right stick minimum dead zone, you're going to want to have this number as low as possible. What that does is that the lower it is, the less you have to move your analog stick for it to register in the game. So try and get this number as low as possible, and then test to see if you have any stick drift in the game, because if you put it too low and your analog sticks have some drift, you will notice the stick drift in the game. So get it as low as possible until there's no stick drift. The maximum input, that does not really matter at all. The hair triggers, that's just adjust how much the trigger has to be pressed down to actually input in the game. My scuff controller uses like mouse click triggers, so this one doesn't apply to me as much. But if you are using normal standard triggers that require you to push it down a decent amount, try and just get this number as low as possible. That feels best for you. Now moving on to movement behaviors, sprint and tactical sprint behavior. This doesn't really apply to me or any of you if you are using automatic tactical sprint. So if you have automatic tac sprint on, this doesn't really matter. Auto move forward, keep that off. Tactical sprint behavior, this also does not matter if you're using auto tac sprint. Grounded mantle, have this off. It will help you in a lot of gunfights if you accidentally mantle onto stuff while you're fighting people. Airborne automatic mantle, I keep that on partial. And then all this other stuff, invert, slide, and dive behavior, keep that on standard. The underwater stuff, even though we can't really experience that underwater gameplay quite yet, I'm just keeping that on plunge freely, auto shoot deploy on, and sprinting door bash on. Now moving on to combat behaviors, ADS stick swap, keep that off. ADS interruption behavior, have that on interrupt. Don't have that on resume. That it's not going to be the best one for you. And then weapon mount movement exit, have that off. And then the rest of these, weapon mount exit delay short, on, and then off. Most of these other ones don't really matter that much. Guys, so that's it for the best controller settings for this beta. If you guys are using these settings, or if you think there are some better settings that I didn't go over, definitely leave them down below in the comments for me and everyone else to check out. All right, so as always, I hope you guys have a dope rest of your day. Enjoy the beta this weekend. Remember, stay blessed, not stressed out there. Hope to see you in the next one. Peace.